Hello and welcome to Patch Notes, your weekly show on the video game news you need to know about. My name is Torres,
Hi there, my name is Norzza.
and let's jump into your weekly Patch Notes. Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello.
Do you know what today is?
Nah. What makes today special?
Today is National Bologna Day.
Oh, love bologna.
I haven't had bologna in a long time, but I could go with or without it. It doesn't really matter to me. But if you don't like bologna, that's fine, because guess what? It's also National Food Day.
National Food
Just
Day?
general food.
Just in general?
Just National Food Day. Just general food.
There's so
It's
much
weird.
food
It's
though.
However, because we do have a special guest, Norzza, we're not just covering Sunday, we're also covering Monday when the show comes out in Australia. So, October 25th, do you know what that means?
No.
No.
It is International Artist Day.
Oh.
So, celebrate the artists, like, Nerf Alice, one of the best we know.
I think I'm becoming an artist too by having to make
Oh,
this
really?
little figure. So
It is also Sourest Day.
Go on.
Sourest Day. It's just like Sour Food Day, like the sourest food you can have day.
Oh.
It's Sourest Day, which means it's time for a sensation overload that will make your mouth explode.
are they all
Uh,
food based? Are all the days food based?
It
Well,
sure
not all of
seems
them.
like that.
Amazon has announced that they will be banning players who are exploiting a glitch in New World. Recently, it has been reported that there is a gold dupe glitch in New World, which allows players to duplicate items and gold. Basically, how this works is a player is sent gold to another player and then they immediately log off and log back in. The gold will still be in their inventory. Amazon has addressed the glitch, saying that players found deliberately using this condition to gain advantage will be banned for exploiting. We will also remove items and gold received where appropriate. Players who exploited the glitch may also be unable to log on to their character temporarily for 2 hours. If it's any longer than 2 hours, they should contact customer service. Currently in New World, there is a deflation in currency because players are hoarding their money due to the currency being more valuable than the crafting items, which has led to a bartering or trading system rather than spending their money, leading to a currency crisis in the game.
So, you've been playing New World a lot recently, Norza, haven't you?
Yes,
Did
over
you know about-
120 hours.
Oh, so you've been playing a lot.
yes, a lot. Yep.
So have you heard of this glitch? Have you used it yourself?
I definitely haven't used it myself. I have heard that there is other exploits, including this, that have been going around in the game, but it doesn't. It makes sense that something like this would be something players are exploiting because of the currency issues that are in the game. Like even on my Australian world, where very low player count, there are issues with currency. Gold is so valuable because the only ways really to get it is from questing, and once you hit to around like the level 50-ish mark, you don't really do a whole lot of quests because they're just too time consuming and hard to do. So you don't really earn gold in any way. There's no way to sell weapons or anything that gives you more than like 0.25 gold per item. So there's a huge issue with gold in the game.
Would you think this is something that they should fix for the sake of like the ecosystem of the players? Because it sounds like it's an issue. Like
It's definitely an issue. Like exploiting is bad fundamentally, and it shouldn't be in the game. But they need a permanent fix to the currency issue. They need an NPC that you can sell items to for 2, 3, 4, 5 gold, whatever it may be, just to give an influx of gold coming into players. And the taxing in the game, where in any of the towns when you do any of the crafting or even owning a house, you get taxed, and that tax money goes to whatever company owns that town. And some of the housing taxes are like 5,000 in for 5 days, right? And
so it's just
that's
taking
so
your gold.
much.
It's not.
Yeah,
giving
it's
you
just
chances.
taking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way to earn that back, so it can be very difficult to even just own a house. You can own 4 houses too. Like I don't know how anyone is going to own 4 houses and pay taxes for it, but it's there needs to be way more ways to earn gold in the game.
We got updates on the GTA, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, and so let's just jump into it. The digital version of the Trilogy will be available for $60 on November 11th on all major consoles. That includes Nintendo Switch, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, the good stuff. And physical versions will be available on December 7th on all consoles as well, except the press release didn't mention PS5. Let's keep an eye out for that one. But the remaster does include updated graphics running at 4K and 60 FPS and updated controls as we've discussed in the past. And if you don't want to pay full price for the games, don't worry, the remaster of GTA San Andreas is coming to Game Pass on November 11th. And GTA 3 is coming to PS Now on December 7th. Sorry, GTA Vice City fans. So far, we don't know if these games will be sold individually. So, for now, if you want to play these games, especially if it's GTA Vice City, you will have to get the bundle. But since it's called the Definitive Edition, this trilogy bundle is being sold, I'm thinking we'll be getting games sold individually, but we'll just have to wait and see. Do you have any thoughts on the GTA trilogy?
It looks cool. I don't know if I'm interested in playing it again though. Like, it seems like a cool thing. Like, oh yeah, maybe one day, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't feel drawn to play Vice City, San Andreas, and GTA 3 again. You know.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people
nothing
are.
is. Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe one day, like if it's super cheap and there's like literally nothing to do, might buy it and play a couple of hours. But yeah, I'm not interested in spending the time to play them again at the moment.
On October 27th, there will be a PlayStation State of Play that will be focused on third-party games, updates, and announcements. The State of Play will air at 2 p.m. PT and 5 p.m. ET. On November 15th, Xbox will be hosting a 20th anniversary celebration, celebrating the history of Xbox. The celebration will not announce any new games, but will look back on the last 20 years. Still, that doesn't mean we can't get some updates on some of the things we already know are coming. We'll just have to tune in November 15th at 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. ET, and join in on the celebration. Marcus Leto, one of the co-creators of Halo, has joined EA as a game director and is creating a new studio up in the Seattle area. There isn't much info except EA filed a trademark filing on a studio titled Neon Black earlier this year, and that Leto is working on first-person games. Leto left Bungie back in 2012 and started his own studio, V1 Interactive, that eventually closed in 2020. Obviously, best of luck on your new venture, Marcus Leto. Hopefully, you guys can bring in a bunch of talented and amazing new work and put out some amazing games. I can't wait to see what comes out from there. The most anticipated launch of the year came and went. The Xbox Series fridge was sold out in minutes. And of course, it is being scalped and review bombed. The review bombs are mostly people that couldn't get their hands on one, but the ones that actually wrote something were actually pretty funny. Currently, scalpers are reselling the mini fridge for 3 times the value on eBay, even going over 5 times the value sometimes. You know, I would just like to get the funny fridge. I would just like to get my hands on the funny Xbox console thing, you know? I also just want a mini fridge, period. And this Xbox fridge looked cool. I guess I'll just have to try again in December. Something I am really excited for, and I think Makenna you're excited for too, is Concerned Ape announced he's making a new game.
Yes.
Stardew Valley. It's not a Stardew Valley sequel, but it is a follow-up to what he's been doing. It's called The Haunted Chocolatier.
Oh, I'm so excited for it.
It looks so good. It looks like a building on top of what Stardew Valley is, basically, and it looks really fun. I don't know if you have any thoughts on Stardew Valley, Norzza?
Yeah, I liked it. I played it heaps on the Switch when it did originally come out. That's the platform that I've spent most time on it. My concern is, are we going to wait 10 years for this to come out again? Like, is he only making this himself again? Like...
I think so. I think because he said like they started development on it, but it seems pretty far along. So maybe like a couple of years. But the thing is, it's important to note is that he mentioned that this is not the only project he's working on as well. In an FAQ, basically, he said that he started working on Chocolatier a little over a year ago in 2020. And since then, I've been working on it mostly in the evenings and on the weekends because I'm still actively working on Stardew Valley related things. It's currently not the first or only new project I've been working on, but it's the one I believe I will finish first.
Oh my goodness.
What are your thoughts, Makenna?
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this. Just give me all of the Concerned Ape goodness. Like,
give me the Concerned Ape like multiverse games.
Yes, exactly. And it's reminiscent of Stardew, but
so much.
Not an exact copy of it. Like there's oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
It feels like it's building upon what he's learned from Stardew Valley, which is what I want. Every year, Pikachu is part of like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But this year, Pikachu's getting a friend on the parade route.
Oh my
being-
gosh.
Being Eevee is joining Pikachu in the Amazing Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yay!
They're gonna be like those giant balloons that fly down the streets.
Oh wow.
Yes! This is amazing! Look at him! It's so cute!
They will be flying down the streets of New York this Thanksgiving Day in America. Not Thanksgiving in Canada or anywhere else. On November 25th. So what you been playing? What you been up to, Norzza?
The main thing I've been playing is probably New World, but a lot of my free time, I guess, goes into VR. I recently bought an Oculus Quest and have been exploring a new platform of games, which has been pretty exciting.
Would you think it's how do you say it? Like it's very exciting to be trying something different rather
Yeah,
than like what you're used to?
yeah, for sure. I think that the thing that being so put into like the gaming culture is like you have every, like for me anyway, I have every platform, and it's you kind of drip fed games because it's just the way the game release goes. Things come out and whatever. But like I've never owned a VR headset before, and it's been really cool to have just so many different experiences and things to try and test out. And I've played Vader Immortal and Half-Life Alyx and Fallout 4 and Skyrim and Trevor Saves the Universe is something I'm playing at the moment, and Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. There's just tons of
Would you
different
say
things to try.
would you say that VR is probably your preferred way to play games, or you still
No,
too
I
early?
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's really refreshing, but I wouldn't say it's a preferred way to play. I still like to sit at my desk and everything, but
Mix
considering
it
that
up a little
yeah, exactly. Like I sit at this desk like 12 hours a day. It's nice to
Yeah.
be like, oh, I'm going to get up and play some Beat Saber and, just chuck the headset on and just, stand in my room and swing my arms around like a maniac. And yeah, it's just refreshing as kind of taking a break where, I work at this desk. I do my uni, everything here. Like it's like, all right, I'm going to take a break and play a game and I don't move, like it's a nice experience to be able to
To move around, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like get that refresher, like that mental kind of reset by actually doing something and standing up and moving around. So it's been really enjoyable.
What about New World? We talked about all the negatives that were going on with it, but what about like why do you play it? What do you enjoy about it?
There's definitely positives, other than the stuff we mentioned. Like the combat in the game is really strong, especially like PvP. It's very engaging, and the sound design and the world and stuff is fantastic. It's got a lot going for it. There's a really solid base for an MMORPG, especially launching day one. You can kind of see where the game will go in the future, and there's a lot to enjoy now. But yeah, there's just a lot of little issues, and I think testing things that maybe they could have
I mean,
spent
it
some more
just came
time
out.
in betas and stuff. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I was having a conversation the other day where we were saying that the first probably 40 levels are so well optimized and feel really enjoyable to play, and then you kind of hit that point and it's like hitting a wall, and the game feels so like poorly tested, and just like
Yeah.
the scaling of the mobs and the way they spawn and stuff in those high level areas and various other things just feel like they could have used more time to develop and kind of figure out those details.
Thank you for checking out this week's episode of Patch Notes.
And you can find me at youtube.com/Norzza.
Be sure to follow the show at Patch Notes Vids on Twitter. Be sure to follow me at TZ Towers. Be sure to follow Makenna at Potterpass212. Leave us a like on the YouTube videos. Give us a comment. We love comments. Leave us a review on podcast services if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or whatever. Just share the stuff. It really means a lot. We're so close to 100 subscribers. It would really mean a lot if we could get there before the end of the year. And be sure to check in next time when we give you your weekly Patch Notes.